Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Realitypus. This is actually a really special episode.
So special.
It is. It's episode 8, and that's the 8 tentacles, not arms, tentacles.
Yep, there you go. It's a big deal.
It is DJ Polly Puss's special birthday.
It's his first birthday.
That there's a few special things to mention. We have this wonderful cake that is made by Sweets by Jenna. So thank you, Sweets by Jenna.
That is so cute. I can't even handle it.
I mean, it's the colors of the logo.
Yeah.
It's got the actual logo on it. It's just a beautiful cake.
Yeah,
even down
that's
at the
tremendous. Way to go, you two. I had nothing to do with it.
Jenna is so talented, though. She's located in Rocky Hill, so definitely check her out in Connecticut if you are there. And speaking of another really fun thing that's happening right now is we are back again in the MGM Springfield Casino, which is amazing.
It's so cute. She's giving me like Restoration Hardware vibes everywhere. It's very chic.
Well, we are in their VVIP room.
Not just VIP.
VVIP, which, if you watch The Real Housewives of Dubai, you know what I'm referencing. But they probably actually just call it the VIP room. I'm calling it the VVIP room.
I'm with you. There's probably another room that's not as, elaborate as this one.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful room.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
even
good.
up to the books on the ceiling and, just the decor. And I recently stayed here in the MGM Springfield Casino in a couple of nights, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
We had a really wonderful stay, and that's kind of how the relationship built.
Yeah.
And here we are now.
You feel like you're back at home?
I feel like, was always a dream to wonder what it would feel like to live in a casino. And I first saw that when Real World Las Vegas was airing. And I was wondering what it would be like for them. And now I'm like, well, I feel like if you're going to have a home away from home at a casino, MGM Springfield is definitely where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Very well curated.
With that said, we just talked about a lot. I'm Alex P. Taylor.
I'm Meredith Krapek, I guess.
And we are on our 8th episode of Realitypus. We have the second part of our interview with Ellie from Below Deck Mediterranean, which we're going to queue up now. I can't believe it's the second part again, but here we are.
Love a two-parter.
Yeah, Colt, cue it up. Maybe do some tentacle talk with you right now, which is our 8-arm talk, our 8-tentacle talk, I should say.
Tenty talk.
This can be quick answers, but if you feel you need to elaborate a little bit more, please do, because we don't want to cut anything off. But these are the 8 questions that we ask of all of our guests about the season that they just experienced. So our first question is, who was the villain of your season?
I'd say it was probably me because I did have a lot of clashing happening. Close second, John's Desserts.
What did you say, Joe?
John's Desserts.
Oh, okay. His desserts. I thought you said Joe at first. I was like, well, maybe Joe too. I don't know. Yeah.
Everyone always names themselves as the villain. You guys, you're so thoughtful.
Barbie
but,
said she was the villain too.
I know. We can throw someone else under the bus. It's fine.
If it wasn't
John's
you.
Desserts.
Okay, Donald's desserts.
The lava cake, the sponge cake, the melted ice cake.
The deconstructed, what was it again? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even I was like,
He did do a good job with some things, though, I gotta say. They were, but then the desserts, I guess, really kind of fell apart at the end, literally. Who was the hero or MVP of your season?
The MVP of the season were the laundry beads. First and foremost.
Yes, I agree. I agree. That's awesome. That's a great answer.
And
sure.
Captain Sandy. Captain Sandy was actually very supportive. Yeah,
I love her.
She did a lot for us. You guys didn't see, but she would. There were so many times where she would clean the pantry for us. She would organize the provisions away for us. Organize the housekeeping cupboard. She would, help carry things back and forth. Like she was very hands-on whenever we needed help.
I
We
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got to see that with Captain Carey,
Yeah.
when for his season as well,
Bear,
which
bear.
they actually did show him like
Mhm.
helping with the provisions and going back
Yes.
and
Yeah.
forth. And I was like, that's the sign of a good leader to me. And I'm happy to hear that Captain Sandy is just the same because I think she's
Yeah.
Yeah.
awesome as well.
Yeah,
Um,
for
Yeah.
sure.
who was the most underappreciated or the underdog of your season?
The most underappreciated. Um, it's hard to say. I mean, when it comes to the edits, I think probably Ian got the least airtime, which is
Yeah.
uh,
I feel like they always do that with one character in particular where
Mhm.
they're kind of like a filler in a way, but we don't really see or get to know them too much.
He
yeah.
didn't, in my experience, he didn't come off great on the show. Do you have a different opinion of how he was maybe represented?
He is a very hard worker, and he's actually such a kind person. Like he doesn't have a bad bone in his body, so
Oh.
he's really kind. I think like Ian's thing is like he's a little bit disconnected from his surroundings, so he doesn't really
Okay.
pay attention to like what other people are like thinking.
Sure.
So that's where he kind of has a hard time maybe connecting with others,
Mhm.
or where he can kind of come off as a little bit difficult to deal with when he's your leader. But otherwise, yeah, he's a great guy.
Ignorance
Aw.
is bliss, they say. So I
Yeah.
guess
Oh, I wish.
I mean it makes life a little easier when you don't care as much. So I
Mm.
guess that's a good thing. Okay, so we'll take Ian as the answer for that.
I
Yeah.
like
What
that.
was the funniest moment of the season?
Oh my God, the funniest moment. I actually saw it recently in one of the never before scenes from the episode. It was when Joe and Nathan and Ian actually in the middle of the night thought there was a fire in the main salon because Aisha and I were putting away deco after dinner, and she was calling me, but I didn't know where the voice was coming from. So I was like going up the stairs, like, "Where are you?" She's like, "How are you?" I mean, the guy, like, "Where are you? How are you?" And I was like, "Where is she?" So she calls on the radio and says, "Find me in the maid salon." But through the crackling in the boys' cabin, it sounded like fire in the main salon.
Oh,
Danced up in their boxers, they ran up. Ian was behind them, like getting dressed, and they're like, "Where's the fire?" I'm like, "What are you
Good
doing?"
thing Gary wasn't there. He would have pushed a producer over.
oh my God. Well, I need to watch that now. You need to send me the link if you have it because I feel like
Yes.
that's
That's
classic.
funny.
I love stuff like that. Especially like the blooper you didn't see parts. Like those are always
Yeah.
like the most fun.
Yeah.
What was the most cringeworthy moment of the season? Cringeworthy.
Cringeworthy. Oh, there were a few for me. Um, Probably when I was making out in a van with Joe in front of Bree.
Oh, yeah, that's ooh.
Yeah.
From her perspective, I'm sure she was like probably like on fire on the inside when that was happening. I could see it, like,
Yeah.
that
And the
kind of
thing with
emotion.
that, yeah, the thing with that is also like, again, I didn't realize what was going on between them.
The
Right.
backstory. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and also after that, we had the big blow up over the cabins where we nearly got fired. So I think that watching it back, where her animosity towards me stemmed from was that makeout session in the van, because
Uh,
she thought I was doing it on purpose, and then it
yeah.
spiraled into the whole, oh, you didn't do the cabins on purpose, you didn't do this on purpose. It was like a whole emotional spiral that stemmed
Yeah.
from that.
I'm glad you guys are okay right now
Yeah.
in capacity you are because it takes time to heal wounds like that. And, again, we've had that time and you've had that time. Who showed the most change or growth?
Most change your good. Probably Brie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give her that. Yeah.
I
Uh,
think watching it, I agree. Yeah.
yeah, she did. She was trying very hard. she did a great job with the cabins. She was excellent at that. She improved a lot with laundry, and she was very helpful. I didn't have any issues with her, past mid-season. So yeah.
I was rooting for her. I was like, girl, you're gonna get that laundry under your belt one
Yeah.
day, and the tables will turn.
Thank you, Color Beads. This episode of Realitypus is brought to you by the Color Beads, which saved Bree and the laundry disaster on
Can
Below
you
Deck.
imagine if that was our first sponsor?
Oh my God, the Color
I'll
Beads.
take
Of
it.
course, we'll do it. What do you think about the location where you were this year, as opposed to what, Malta in season 7, back now
Yeah.
here in Greece? What do you think?
Yeah. Malta was stunning. Malta is it's not a very known location,
Yeah, I
And
didn't know
actually,
where. I still don't know where it is. Yeah.
nobody really knows like what to expect in Malta. It's like the Med, but you're like, what's the culture like over there, So I actually didn't know there were so many like Middle Eastern influences there. It was very interesting to
Oh,
find out, like in terms of architecture as well, in terms of their writing, in terms of the cuisine, a lot of Middle Eastern influences. So it's quite a mix of European and Middle Eastern cultures. Very interesting. And then Greece, obviously a much more well-known location. I had traveled to Greece previously, but I hadn't been to Athens, and it was really fun to explore. The food was insane. Like any restaurant we went to, it was just like a normal restaurant. It was very cheap food, but it was incredible. So
What's your favorite thing you ate?
I was gonna ask her if she likes octopus.
I
Oh, okay.
do. They
I
make
do
it
too.
so well. They make it so well.
Yes.
Yes. And the
There's
thing for me is like whenever I want to see if it's a good restaurant where I'm eating, I always order a steak medium rare.
Ooh,
That's the way I
best.
gauge. And
It's like a litmus test if they cook it right.
yes. And
Yeah.
they nailed it every time in Greece.
Okay, I love that. We have a
Yeah.
Greek festival that comes near my where I live every year, and the first thing I get all the time is the charred octopus. And I knew Greece had to do it right because they're like, this is our food. It is delicious. Oh my God, so good.
Yeah.
You just have
So good.
puss on the brain all the time.
Yeah, the puss is pussin' right now. So for Tentacle Talk, here's our last Tentacle 8. Who from this season would you most want to grab a drink with and why?
From this season, I would love to grab a drink with Nathan because
Oh,
Nathan and I didn't spend much time together on the boat. We never really talked much, we never got to know each other much. And then watching it back, I'm like, oh, Nathan and I actually have a lot in common. We have a very similar personality, we're both, we're happy to put ourselves out there, and I wish I would have gotten to know Nathan better. I hope to do that in the future.
what did you
Is he still with Gail?
Yes, they've gotten back together.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the answer, I guess, right? That's because I've seen some like contradictory things like with a story, but then with the after show, and it seems
Yeah.
very like I don't know what's going on.
One thing I want to clarify, there's a lot of confusion about this freaking after show because people are like, is it filmed after you've seen the episodes? Is it not filmed? We did not see the episodes. So the after show, I think Aisha and Kate Chastain may have seen the episodes before us because they do seem to speak on it. Probably Kate Chastain saw them because there's no way she would have known.
That is an important contextual note. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That's interesting because people
Extremely
would
important.
probably act differently.
Yes, so I think Aisha and Kate saw the entire season before we saw it, but it was all filmed around episode 1 or 2.
Mm,
So when I filmed my part, I had only seen 2 episodes. And
okay.
also, in terms of the pairings, there had been a lot of chatter around why is this person alone? Why is this person in a pair? That has nothing to do with the show. It's just based on schedule. We were not filming it on the same day. We were not
Yeah.
in the studio at the same time. So everybody kind of comes and goes based on their schedule. So
I know from kind of being part of the lingo a little bit, they're called pickups, and they
yes,
send you
pickups.
out, and
Yeah,
in some of the stories that I have heard, yeah, you don't get to see the episodes, and you're speaking to your memory of something that happened that
A
yeah,
year ago.
was a year, and they might like say, "Oh, remember this," and you're like, and also
yeah,
your perspective could be different, a year later on it. So
yeah.
it really depends
So
on, you know.
So there's a lot of confusion with the viewers because some of them think that we have seen the episodes and now we're doubling down on our behavior.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening. We were just speaking based on our experience while we were on board before we had a chance to see ourselves from a different perspective.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. That's interesting and super important.
I
Yes.
wanted to ask you, how did you feel when you saw Nathan kind of snitch on you with Aisha in the back of the van, though?
Um, I didn't actually, yes, I heard this happen later on.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I don't know. I guess he was just looking out for Asia.
okay,
It is what it is. Not
okay,
really his place to be involved. Like, who hasn't bitched about their boss? I
right,
mean, come
right.
on.
Well, the
We
other
can't
thing too, you
let the people bitch about their bosses a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't saying anything malicious.
well, and you said it in front of people too, so it wasn't like you were trying to hide anything, I guess, at the end of the day either. Like, so
I
that's
was upset about not being part of the engagement. I was like,
yeah,
oh, this is the thing that really upset me because Asia left me in charge of the boat. I'm like, what am I in charge of? We're leaving tomorrow.
yeah, yeah,
We're not picking up
exactly.
charter.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
I'm in charge of vacuuming and stripping beds. Like it's captain's engagement. I want to be there. It would have been such an honor. So that's why I was upset about it. But yeah.
How was it
Yeah.
seeing that from, I guess, a little bit of a distance? How close were
That was,
you?
a high- that was definitely a highlight. Like we were up in the bushes, but like even from there, just witnessing the moment, it was just so filled with love. And
Oh,
especially after the season, like we were all beaten down emotionally. So just to witness something positive and just love was such like an elated moment for all of us.
I
Aw.
love that. And when you leave again now, to get off the boat, what are your feelings as you're leaving? Were think about back, a year ago, what was
Yeah.
going through your mind when you left the boat that time?
When I left the boat, I actually didn't feel good about it.
Oh,
I was kind of disappointed in the way things had evolved because especially like leaving on bad terms with Asia,
mm,
that's what really like just got to me so much in the end because the entire season I was really just going the extra mile the whole time to try and prove myself to her. And then for us to leave on such bad terms was really such a soul crushing moment for
mm.
me. But yeah, so it was a downer for sure. But we actually met up after that and we had a chat in person and I really expressed my remorse to her and we moved past it.
And you're
Well,
okay now.
that's so
Yeah,
nice. I love that.
yeah.
I'm happy about
So,
that.
Yeah.
Anything exciting coming up for you, now that we're here where we are in this timeline?
yes. Okay, so since the season ended, I was still on a mission on a mission to be Chiefs 2. Chiefs 2 2025, MVP, let's go. It's happening. so,
Chiefs
Yeah,
do energy, 100.
I love that.
so I don't like leaving things unfinished. Once I start something, I like to follow through. So I was on a mission to become Chiefs 2. And I came back to South Florida and I got onto, several vessels. I freelanced here around the Bahamas, the Caribbean, and got my experience up in terms of service. I've taken courses. I've done a yacht purser course. I've done a chief stew course. I've done a bartending course, much needed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bought liquor. That was in the article. That made me laugh. You're like, I bought liquor to practice.
I bought so much liquor and then I just left it
I
here
love that.
alone. Um, so yeah, I got my service up, and I've worked as a solo stew as well. So I feel way more confident in both my skills as a chief stew and also as a leader with all the personal growth I've had. So I hope in the future we get a little redemption story and get to see that.
Are you still doing massages?
Massages, I've
Thanks for
not
the visual.
massages. I have not done them because the boats I've worked on, I worked in service.
Okay.
So for the past year, I haven't really done many massages.
Okay. Well, Joe
But yeah,
passed on his, so that's his loss. That's all.
No, come on.
Well, um, Ellie, it's always so great talking to you. I feel like every time we have a really awesome conversation with one another, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. It's got to be such a feeling to know you completed a whole season, something to be proud of, something to really embrace. You went through this amazing experience again. I have a feeling it's not the last time we're gonna see you. I have a feeling. I'll pass it over to Meredith to see if she has any closing questions or thoughts.
Well, I will say when APT was significantly late to Barbie's party and we were standing there waiting for a long time, it was the first time I met you and I was like, "Hey, my friend knows you. Hi, I don't know why I'm here. I don't belong here." And you were so kind and lovely and we had a very nice conversation and
Thank
I
you.
appreciated that very much.
Of course, of course. Yeah, I actually love making people feel comfortable and welcomed. Hospitality
Yeah,
is something that I really enjoy. So I'm glad you had that experience with me.
I did.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was
on.
lovely.
The red dress, wow. It was incredible.
Thank you.
I love Ellie.
You do. I
love
do
Ellie.
too.
I
Yeah.
do. Just looking again, we talked about this on the Zoom, but meeting her in person is a real game changer. You can think what you want by watching characters on TV. When you actually get to know them in person,
Yeah.
things change, and she's a really special person. So
She is, yeah,
Yeah.
so kind
Thank
to
you,
me.
Ellie.
Especially with girls, you always have to kind of wonder and be nervous.
Yeah.
But she was great and lovely and very welcoming. So.
Well, thank you again, Ellie. And because the birthday celebration is continuing of DJ Polly Puss, we have another special guest here with us today, Sarah Goldman from Above Deck Podcast. We are going to be talking with her about Roni.
Yep.
And
Fresh off our minds.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We love it. We love a good Roni. So cue it up, Colt. This is our actual first Zoom in call that we have. And we are so excited today to have Sarah Goldman from the Above Deck Podcast. Sarah, how are you?
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be one of your first guests.
Yes, it's pretty amazing. We're really making leaps and bounds here today. This is a special episode for us as well because we are celebrating our mascot's birthday, DJ Polly Puss, who you can probably see with the headphones on. It is his big birthday today.
Yeah. Anniversary of our eighth
episode. It's our 8th episode.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Yeah, he's what a fun guy.
He's a good sport.
I love it. Well, we have you on today. We want to talk a little Roni. Are you ready for some Roni?
I'm so ready. OG Roni is my very favorite of the Housewives franchises, and I love the new girls, so I'm so excited to talk about it.
Nice.
Who's your favorite so far of the new season?
My favorite so far is Jessel.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit controversial, but I think she's hilarious.
She is very funny.
I read somewhere that she would have been a great fit for the Ladies of London as well. Did you ever watch that?
I watched that.
I'm aware of it, but I didn't watch it.
Okay.
That was good.
That was with Carolyn
Yeah.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Caroline's
a whole
a
other
star.
a whole other thread. But this is super exciting. So yeah, last night we were at the Roni watch party by Bravo in New York at the Ainsworth Midtown. And it was quite the scene. Did you see any of the footage that we put out so far?
I did. I saw you, like all the housewives were there, so you got your picture with all of them. Did you get to chat with all of them a little bit?
Well,
It was discouraged, but you know.
Okay.
it wasn't all the housewives either. Tell us
Yeah.
who was there.
Who was missing?
So Bryn was missing.
Oh, interesting.
And what's the blonde?
Oh, sorry. So Bryn wasn't there.
Yeah.
Aaron wasn't
Aaron,
there.
yeah.
And Uba wasn't there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we did get, Jenna Ping Lions, and that within itself. I also really I feel like I'm vibing with Sai just because of the social media work that she does, and I'm vibing with that because I can see parallels in our lives that, we're doing the content all the time and we're on the hustle. So she was I was really excited to actually meet her without
Yeah.
even knowing it.
Yeah.
I gave her a fist bump and a high five.
He was a little heavy with the physical contact.
I did give Rebecca a hug. I am a hugger, so you've met me before, so
There was a slight recoil.
Well, I'm not gonna say recoil, but I think it was a surprise. And so sorry, Becky.
Becky.
I'm a hugger. And I kind of just was. Well, the funny thing is that we actually know someone in common. So I think I had that person in mind when I was doing the hug.
You just thought it was like the transitive property.
Yeah,
of
I was like,
friendship.
oh, okay, we're all we all know each other, kind of. And I'm also a 6'4" man, so if someone's like to you, I get it. I'm fine with that. But it was a really fun night, and I also had a fun not matching, but I wore a suit as well because I figured Jenna Lyons was also going to wear a suit, and sure enough, we definitely got some good fun pictures.
It's true.
Together in
I
our
dropped
suits.
the ball. I meant to wear Dahmer glasses and a blazer with just a bra under it, but I totally blanked, and I regret it every day.
Oh,
Well,
man.
it all moves so quickly when you're meeting them for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk episode here.
Okay.
Sarah, what's your take on how episode 1 went down?
Well, it was kind of similar to the first episode of their season 1 last year.
Yes.
Because there was all that drama about the cheese thing, which seemed so silly. And then now this time it's all this drama again. And so I was definitely getting last season vibes.
Okay, I can feel that. So just so everybody listening knows, kind of the drama is focusing this season around things that Bryn said.
Yeah.
Or question mark, did she say them? Probably did say them, right?
If we know our girl Bryn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. She's got a new dog. She's a dog mom now.
Sugar, right?
Sugar the dog.
Let me ask a question about the dog. So she moved into a 5-floor walk-up apartment and then she got a puppy.
Valid question.
Yeah.
It appears that is the
Maybe
case.
she has someone that's gonna take the dog out, multiple times a day, but potty training sounds like a nightmare.
I guess, but
It's true. I'm sure she has a dog walker.
I mean, Sarah, if you can afford to pay for a balls in your face theme to a new apartment, I'm sure you're probably going to be able to pay to have
Outsource the dog walking.
a dog
Good
sitter
point.
or dog walker. Probably both.
Good point, though. Good
Yeah,
point.
no, I love that. I love how you're thinking. You always bring the insight to the episodes for sure. So there was a memorable part of the episode for me where they're sitting around at their first, I guess, full meet and greet with each other, and Sai is now saying, "Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan." And Satan multiple times comes out of her mouth. To me, we're watching this on the big screen now at the Ainsworth Midtown, and it just is coming across as very very Satan is in the house at this point.
Yeah.
So what was your kind of take on what went down for that scene?
Sure. Well, I thought Sai was really kind of being a mean girl because she was kind of doubling down on she would never say that. She didn't say that about Jenna. And then she was like, "Well, actually I said I didn't like you. I didn't say
Oh,
I hated you.
that
I said I
was
didn't
that
like
gave me a
you."
laugh.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're a Psy fan, but I've just always thought she was a kind of a mean girl.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, listen,
It's fair. A little abrasive.
everybody's got their own takes and spins, right, on the
Yeah.
different characters. And Jenna during this time is just kind of like observing the whole thing, being very Jenna Lyons. Aaron is hopping on the train as well, kind of, saying, gosh, I think, not to paraphrase this, but she's saying that she doesn't trust her.
Yeah.
Right? She's saying that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
And so overall, we then look over to the side and we see, I think it's Rebecca and somebody else is completely to the side, just kind of watching all of this. And then Uba shows up like after everything's over.
Yeah.
Smart.
What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because as we saw in, I guess, the flashback in the beginning, that Uba and Bryn are going to have some serious problems with each other once we're getting closer to the end. But now it looks like even at the beginning, they are not in the same room together either. So, when exactly did the beef between the two of them start? We're going to find out, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
Well, and at the event yesterday, they were doing a Q&A, and Jenna Lyons uncharacteristically kind of hit it hard with the bullet points. She was foreshadowing, people being absent from the event, and that there was a good reason for it, and that they were all
wow.
shocked by whatever said person did. So we'll see what that's all about.
Yeah.
I think there might be some restraining orders in place. Yeah. That's just my guess, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there was also a comment that I think Sai made while Jenna was kind of talking about things, and I think it was Sai saying something to the effect of, your press training has really worked out for you, or, you did really well with the press training, like the way she was answering questions in a very not give away the truth, way. So I thought that was kind of cool. But seeing them in person was definitely a very cool experience. And we also saw this morning when we woke up that Bravo shared our reel on their stories. So it was nice to see our recap go on the actual Bravo page of what happened.
Yeah, that's a big
awesome.
deal.
I was like, wow, this is amazing. But we spit it out really quickly while we were on the train back home. I was like, let's just post it. Let's tell everybody what we did. So any other highlights or comments from the first episode?
Yeah, so I really loved the scene with Jessel and Pavitt going to eat in Chinatown.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
He was there last night too.
He
Oh,
was.
good. I love him. He's really like my favorite character.
Is he? The surprise character to love. I love
Yeah,
that.
but Jessel on the subway, and she's only ever done it like twice.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, girl, real New Yorkers ride the subway. Like Sarah Jessica Parker rides the subway. Like
Right.
you can ride the subway. And then when they got to that restaurant and they kept showing like pigeons flying around and like these ramshackle tables, I just thought the juxtaposition was so funny. And so props to the producers and
Yeah.
the camera people.
They live in a different New York than the rest of New York does, apparently.
I
Yeah.
love that though too, and she made a comment as well saying something to the effect of, "I'm married to a food influencer now," and I thought that was really cute because like that's what I do as well.
Yeah.
And I looked at his Instagram page last night after we saw him. And sure enough, he's got like a lot of food credentials on his Instagram page now. So
Okay.
I didn't know that last year, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you fly to Thailand for a sandwich and then come right back, you must be a foodie, I would hope, right?
you know you're a foodie when.
Yeah.
Well, he had to use those miles. He was going to lose them. So
Oh,
true.
well, that
That's
makes
true.
sense. Use them or lose them.
Sarah, how does it feel to be talking about Roni as opposed to Below Deck?
it's totally different. It's such a different vibe. There's so much more drama with the housewives than Below Deck, I feel like.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but it's fun for me to be talking about something else. What did you guys think about kind of Erin and her husband not getting along and they were like in that ice cream shop?
Yeah, what did she say? Like, are you stupid or something like
I'm
that?
That was
dumb.
not
Yeah, that was pretty
cool.
harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember there being some kind of cringy stuff last year with how she talked to him, like, oh, that's how you talk to him on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
great marital communication.
Well, I think that as we move forward, just from the the clip of what's to come at the end, it seems like they're in a little bit of trouble with each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know. My guess automatically goes to, did someone cheat on someone? I'm wondering
Yeah.
if there's. I think I remember her saying a line of.
Ooh, maybe he cheated with Brynn.
No.
She
no.
wasn't there.
No, I doubt it. But I think it's something maybe that she finds out and that she didn't know about. So I think that was kind of what she was alluding to. And
Yeah,
it
she
seems
said, I'm
like
not ready
there's
to talk about it.
like a breakdown on the way, in a way. So, yeah, what do I think?
Looking forward to it.
I mean, it's obviously, it looks like it's going to be a good season filled with lots of things that are developing. I think, it's unfortunate that, I've seen Erin at a casino here in Connecticut before with her tequila brand. She seems great, and she seems really nice, but, you never know what happens behind closed doors with people, right?
Exactly. To me, it was definitely giving we're on the show to expose how bad the marriage is, kind of
Whoa.
like Camille and Kelsey Grammer, Luann and the
Yeah.
Count, Tamara and Simon, Shannon and David. Like, we've seen this
The
so many
list
times.
goes on and on. Yeah.
Kind of
Well,
like use it as like, look how bad this is. Now I'm getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Hopefully it's not anything that is, can't be fixed, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think the thing to remember, especially when we're watching these shows, is that they're real people, right? And so this is also a story for us that we're watching.
Right.
But hopefully things work out, but we're going to find out as the season progresses.
Yeah.
Trying to be very diplomatic with that answer.
Your training is coming in handy.
My media training is very helpful right now as well. So what else, Sarah? What else do you remember from the episode? Any other?
So that pink dress that Jenna said was like her period dress or
Yeah.
whatever, that seemed very uncharacteristic for her style.
Yes.
She has such a distinctive style. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's usually a lot more androgynous and kind of like power mask. It
And
was a very feminine piece.
You can't really unsee that once she says it either. You're like, there's that little red string.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely a courageous fashion choice for sure. What else happened that was impressive?
Well, I'm excited about Raquel, the new girl.
Yeah.
It seems interesting. Like, she's in the art world. She rides motorcycles.
Yeah,
Got
she
another
seems
lesbian.
cool. Like down to earth.
Her
hopefully.
girlfriend was also at the watch party last
cool.
night as well. So I saw her, and she was right next to Jessel's husband. And I was like, wow, you both are on the show too. And then Raquel's girlfriend said, I'm just an accessory. Like, that's all she said. And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push it. And it was also an interesting moment when we were in line waiting for photos. Someone came up to me and was like, why do you look so familiar?
Oh, okay.
and it came, it was the below deck thing.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting when that happens because it's happened in weird places. It happened there. It happened when I was at some other food festival as well, a pizza festival in New Haven. And they just pop up out of the woodwork sometimes, people that recognize you.
Well, I think the one last night, obviously that makes sense if it's like a Bravo superfan event.
Right.
She's clearly
Right.
a watcher of Below Deck.
Yeah.
But I mean, how did that make my baby boy feel? Are you going to be telling that story every day for the next 3 weeks?
No, I don't. I was just telling my friend Sarah that.
No, it was cute. It was cute.
Well, who else was at the party? Like, what was the vibe of like the people that attended? Just super fans? I saw Richie D from Cadu's was there. Were there other like influencer types?
So this was our first, I think, official watch party.
Yeah.
That we went to. Well, that wasn't Below Deck for me. And I think that there definitely were some diehard fans. We met a couple of fans named Abby and Sherry who were really amazing. They were really
Super
awesome.
fans, really cute and funny.
They had on like the housewives shirts with all of the girls' names on it.
Cute.
And they ended up being on the Bravo page as well in the stories. So they were really awesome. We ended up sitting and having dinner with them. So it was really fun, just the way it all worked out. I would say the energy was really good. The room was full. It was packed. They definitely put together a really awesome watch party for this. And that will definitely not be the last watch party I go to because that was super fun. I had a great time with it.
Yeah, for sure. I think there were probably a couple influencers just based on like the body language and, professional cameras and such. But I think the vast majority of the crowd was just like super fans.
Yeah, no, I would say, I mean, you definitely wanted to be a fan to be there for sure.
Yeah.
And then when they showed up, it was not guaranteed who was going to be there. I just kind of like moved really quickly to where they were walking in. And pulled my camera out and just started taking some fun, video and pictures. And, again, when we met them, really awesome. Like, they were really cool and
very kind.
really nice. And I think they had to go through probably like 100+ people.
Yeah, that's why
least.
they were trying to just like expedite it along. They were like, don't talk to anyone, just picture and get down.
Well, but at that time, if anybody from the Housewives is listening right now, we do want to have you on the show.
Absolutely.
So please reach out to us. We might be reaching out to Rebecca at some point because of the connection we have with someone that we both mutually know. So you never know. We're just going to keep plugging.
Need a new handbag. That makes me think of that.
Yeah, well, that's
she's
one
a
way
handbag
to.
mogul.
Yeah, one way to do it. How's Kelly doing?
She's good. She's good. We have another episode. We're doing a bonus episode tonight with our producer. So we just did an OG episode of Below Deck that went out yesterday, and then we're gonna have a bonus episode at the end of the week. So
that was with the grenadine oysters.
Yeah. Yes, the grenadine oysters.
Yes. So what's this? By the time this comes out, it'll already be aired. But what's the one that you?
The next one, do you guys know who Stefan is from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Bill Hader. So we don't always do it, but we do a recap of a season as Stefan, like Kelly is Stefan. It's like super silly. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And then we're having our producer on just to like talk about things, and then we'll do Hot Tub Convo, which is our like kind of what's going on with who's who in the Below Deck world this week. So that's it.
Cute.
I love it. And speaking of Below Deck, the new season's coming up.
Yeah, Sailing Yacht starts Monday, October 7th or 8th, whatever Monday is.
Yeah. Captain Glenn's in the house again.
Yep, so excited.
Daisy's
Yeah,
on it,
Sailing Yacht
right?
is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your favorite?
Yeah, it is. I love it so much. I think it's just the best.
Okay.
Do you like when all the food falls everywhere the second they actually start sailing?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be Sailing Out without like plates breaking and things sliding
totally.
around, and Glenn giving everybody about 1 minute notice before he puts the sails up.
Yeah, exactly.
How exciting. And anything fun coming up for you that you want to let everybody know about?
We'll be at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show right around Halloween into early November. So look for
Love
some
it.
fun content with that.
Some captains will be there, I'm assuming.
I think there'll be a lot of below deck people there, and hopefully we'll get to see some cool yachts,
Yeah.
Not all of us got to be a primary on a below deck charter, so.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
you know what I was thinking, though, Sarah? How fun would it be if we rounded up the above deck podcasts, or sorry, the below deck podcast people, like aft deck, above deck, another
that'd be
below
so
deck,
fun.
Realitypus, and we chartered.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh my
How
gosh,
fun would that
that'd
be?
so
Like,
fun.
you know what? It's a great angle to have people that do below deck. I keep saying above deck because you're here. Sorry.
Yeah.
To have the groups, that group of people that do below deck podcasts be able to be on a charter.
Yeah.
Do you
that would
think
be so
everyone
fun.
would be super self-conscious, though, if that was the case?
I wouldn't.
Well, no, I mean, like, the people who are cast in the show, like,
Oh,
the crew, knowing that everyone is obviously going to talk about every single thing that happens.
I don't
Yes,
know. I mean,
exactly.
they've had the social media people on, so why not let the podcasters come on?
That's right.
Yeah.
Would you do it with us?
I would. I mean, I have to see how the money shakes out, but yeah.
Would Kelly,
Yeah,
do you
right.
think
Fun.
Kelly would do it?
Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
we'd have to see. I mean,
We
we're a
need to have
pair,
both
so
of you, though. You got to come as a package.
yeah, we're a package.
You
deal.
you guys will be roomies in one of the cabins.
That's right. We'll be in like with the twins.
Yes.
Twin cabin.
Ew, does that
Yeah.
mean we have to be roomies?
Well,
we'll fight so much.
No, we'll be fine. We've gotten past all of that. So, at the end of the day, Sarah, thank you so much for being here. This is really awesome. Having met you through the Below Deck, episodes that I did, and having created and built a friendship with you, it's really special to have you on as the first Zoom-in guest here for Realitypus.
Well, thank you so much. I was really looking forward to this, and I don't get a chance to talk about the housewives enough. You can never talk about them too much. So this is
Well,
a real treat for me, and I thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Well, so nice to meet you for the first time. Finally.
Yeah, you too, Meredith.
Nice to have you.
We may have to have you on for some sort of a Southern Charm
Ooh.
Oh my gosh,
talk
yes.
too, because you live in Charleston, right?
I do. Yeah, I've seen pretty much everybody. I mean, yeah, I see everyone around town.
Wait, I have so many questions. We're gonna have to schedule
Another.
a follow-up. Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
that's why.
gosh.
When do we think that Southern Charm comes on this year?
I don't
October
know.
sometime.
I
Is
haven't
it?
heard anything.
I think
been a-
it's starting in October. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
It's
We're
been
gonna
a
keep our
while.
ears peeled for that one, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk to you about that next.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, friend. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Happy birthday to DJ Pauly Puss. This is a fun little shout out. We will see you soon, and from Realitypus and here at MGM Casino. We're at we're at MGM Casino right now. Amazing filming. Thanks so much for being with us today. I love Sarah. I also love Sarah.
You just love everyone.
I do. Listen, you know what? It's really awesome. That relationship is really great. I helped them co-host their show at one point, having her come on our show. That's like full circle for me.
Collab. Yeah, it's so nice.
And everybody is supportive of everybody within the podcast community, and I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, it's so
Kelly
sweet.
and Sarah are both really awesome. So
There's enough room for everyone.
there's room at the table for everybody.
Yeah.
Is what
Maybe
what-
not this table, but
well,
we'll get a bigger table.
We got a bigger table at the other side of the room. But again, I wanted to say happy birthday to DJ Pauly Puss.
Oh, happy birthday, baby.
I want to say thank you, having done 8 episodes with you now.
know.
Can you? I mean, 8 episodes.
Who'd have thunk?
That's really special. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, this all started with a phone call,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That
Started
makes
with
it,
my pressing questions about your season of Below Deck.
Yeah, and I think that to me is kind of what life is all about. Taking opportunities when they're in front of you, and if you enjoy something, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It feels just like we're having fun all of the time. And
Yeah.
thank you for going on so many adventures with me.
Adventures.
And, thank you for, being in all the crazy pictures. And,
It's not always my best work, but I am
listen,
there.
I think, we're slowly but steadily conquering the world, the reality TV world.
Hell
anyway.
yeah.
And thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
For a great
What
episode
a journey.
8.
Thanks for taking me along in your influencer lifestyle.
You know.
And who'd have thought, too, it was kind of a leap of faith for us to, after one phone call, just make the executive decision that this was all going to come to fruition.
And 8 episodes later.
I know.
8 episodes. And, it would be amiss to not also say thank you to Colt, who is our
Thanks,
producer.
Colt.
This is definitely not possible without Colt behind the scenes.
Can you imagine there'd just be wires everywhere?
Yeah,
and
no,
one of us would be crying.
It would be like the like explosive sparks going off in the backdrop, and we would not be at this casino right now. But also to thank you again to MGM Casino for hosting us here in the VVIP room. This is definitely a very special spot, and we do appreciate it. And also, thank you to our listeners.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who is either hearing this on Spotify, watching on YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
There's so many different avenues and venues to watch this now or listen to it.
Yeah.
So whether you're listening at the gym or you're listening in your car right now or you're bopping around doing your dishes in the kitchen, we're on in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that we are in your home right now.
Yeah, we appreciate you. And, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah,
Thanks
like
and feels.
who would you want to see for episode 9?
Yeah,
that's another, or a future episode, I should say, because by the time this airs, we've probably already figured out who episode 9 is.
Yeah, probably.
So if for a future, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Realitypus, and definitely subscribe on YouTube, because those are 2 big things that are trackable.
Yeah.
And show your love and support that way. We're going to cut up a piece of cake right now. We'll save you a piece, but again, from the Realitypus team of myself and Meredith and Colt, we want to say thank you for listening to this celebratory episode 8, and we will see you soon.
You're not the one.